What's going on, guys? It's Kyle here, aka The Woodshed, bringing you guys another video. Today, I'm bringing you guys the top 3 best attack strategies for, you guessed it, and you're looking at Townhall 13. So if you're in around Townhall 13, Townhall 12, Townhall 14, a lot of these strategies still apply. But we're going to go over the top 3, count on 3, best attack strategies at Townhall 13. I'm going to go over some of the things you want to look for in some of these, and how you're going to want to approach certain bases. So I'm going to give you an example of each one of them so you guys can take a look at it, kind of figure out how it works, and kind of go for them for yourself. So we're going to start off with number 1 right now. Alright, so our first attack is going to be courtesy of me on Super 3, my Townhall 13. To no surprise, you're going to get a couple of these examples from me, and it's going to be against another Townhall 13, and nobody's going to be surprised by this. We're using Skybrid, the Townhall 13 version, which is shorter spell and 20 troop space as far as in the army camps go, but you can still make it work if you have decently high level heroes. Now, something I'm going to note, that my heroes are not that high level. They're essentially a max Townhall 11 on this account, so make sure you don't ignore those heroes on any of these attacks for that matter. The higher the level your heroes, the easier these raids are going to be for you. I'm going to send in a Hound and my battle blimp on the about 4 o'clock side there, just so everything can kind of push in there. The Lava Hound to tank, the blimp to get close enough to that Town Hall so I can then drop the clones and the rage on top of it. I'm actually going to take out those multis. I'm going to take out that Giga Inferno. So I'm going to get a lot of huge value there. And now what I'm really hoping for is I'm hoping to actually get a hold of that Eagle Artillery with my last invis, and I get that and get to spare an invis, so I'm just getting extra value from my archers there. Super nice thing going on. Alright, cool. So all the super archers ended up dying there, and what I'm going to end up doing is coming in opposite of the air sweeper. One air sweeper died down here, there's one here left, so I don't remember this replay exactly. I would assume I'm going to come in somewhere from this 7, 8, 9, 10 area. No, sorry, 9, 10, 11. And that's true. I'm coming in from that flat side. And the thing you'll want to note from this one, you send in the main point of your troops on any attack, whether it's this, whether it's hybrid, whether it's an E-Titan spam, whether it's a Warden Walk and a Yeti spam, something like that, you're always going to want to come in on the flat surfaces. You're going to want to come in on that, on that somewhere between 9 to 12. You want to come in from corner to corner. You don't want to come in on the corner. You want to come in the space in between them on those long flat sides. I put the Warden down behind the main force of my troops. I put a couple dragons on either side to help funnel them in straight towards the middle. Dragon Riders to help clear it in. I'm popping an early Warden ability, so that way I can make sure to get some extra value, and those Clan Castle troops are going to be less and less on my nerves and try and help keep my Barbarian King alive as long as possible. He's actually going to go down relatively quickly. The Ice Golem is going to freeze him, but that gives enough time for my Dragon Riders to get into that Inferno. So I have no issues there. My troops are going to start working around in the middle of this weird ring-style base, which I imagine would be a little annoying if you were a ground attacker, which is why I didn't use a ground attack on this. Also, Skybrid, again, at Townhall 13, if you know how to use it, it's so strong. I still have a handful of Dragon Riders in there. I use my my RC's ability when she was low health, and it's going to be important to you, too, to use your abilities on your heroes, not necessarily when they're just about to die, but when you can actually get them to where they're going to have as close back to max health as possible. So you keep them alive as much as possible. You don't want to use their abilities when they're half dead, because if they're only half, there will be a little bit of healing that you're going to miss out on, right? So you don't want to do that. But you also don't want to do it when they're almost dead, because it won't be very hard for them to put them down again. And I notice a lot of people do that with their Barbarian King, is that what they do is they'll end up they'll actually end up just letting his power go, but a Barbarian King will only recharge about half of his health, and a lot of decent troops, or not decent troops, a lot of decent defenses can actually bring that right back down. Like an Inferno that's already targeted on him, you have to pop that before he gets close to the bottom, because a single Inferno will just continue to tear away at him. So you have to hit that sooner. But that also wraps up this race. So this Townhall 13 went down without too many problems. My Archer Queen was left in a Dragon. Super nice 3-star, so we're going to go to the next strategy. So, the second attack strategy, and this one actually is arguably better than Skybrid at Townhall 13. It is definitely more dependent on your hero levels, for sure. And this one takes a lot more finesse, right? This one's definitely a lot harder. It's hybrid. A good old-fashioned hybrid with a queen charge on the top. So here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to notice, and shout out to my dude, Gordix Hollow, in our clan, Townhall 13. Dude is a beast as far as the Townhall 13 goes. He's a far better person than I am, actually knowing how to use hybrid and queen walk, or queen charge, I should say. So shout out to him. You're going to notice he's going to put a couple baby dragons on either side, kind of help him funnel that queen in a little bit. Place down his healers, and then place his balloons to go down in front of him. Those are Coco loons. If anybody who doesn't know what they are, they're essentially sacrifice loons. You're basically using them to find seeking air mines and traps like that. Awesome. He actually got a hit out of that, which is even better. He's putting a rage down on his archer queen right now, which has helped keeping her alive because the healers are also in it. He's gotten the value that he's wanted out of it now. He got that single inferno. I'm sure he'd love to get a little bit more out of his queen, but he knows he can't just sit there all day and just let that queen go. Now you'll notice he's been in this attack for about 40 seconds. When we start here, it's at 2:42 is how long it's going to take him. The issue with hybrid, in my opinion, is it's very time consuming, right? It takes almost those full 3 minutes, so you have to be careful with the time fail. He's going to place his siege barracks and his king on the left hand side just to kind of help create a funnel for his hybrid troops, for his hogs and his miners. That single inferno is actually going to eat alive that P.E.K.K.A. But I think it's going to take care of enough funneling for him. Yep, and you can see he's starting to place down the miners. He's placing down the hogs. He even has hogs in his siege barracks that will come around later in the raid and come down through this way. You'll notice he's also using a healing spell specifically in the middle of the bases. He's not carrying specifically on when they're being hit on something. He's doing it at the most high pressure moments. He also just now hit their ability, or his warden ability, when the eagle was coming down. Huge value to keep that alive like that and to make sure that his hogs and stuff are staying true and strong. You can see the ones coming out of the siege barracks are coming down here and kind of help funneling into that and cleaning that up. The healers have broken off because I do believe the queen is dead at this point, but it doesn't matter. He should have enough hogs, more than enough, between hogs and miners to clean it up. And the important thing with hybrid too is, for one, to get a very nice queen charge going in, but also to make sure that you set that funnel properly, because you don't want those miners going off kind of doing their own thing. And they will to some extent regardless. They're definitely a hard thing to track, in my opinion, but they're a very important part of this raid, without a doubt. So you have to be sure you're being careful and setting that funnel really good. Like he did. He used 2 baby dragons, a queen charge, his king, and a siege barracks. That's far more than I would ever be willing to commit, just to have, just to know exactly where the troops are going. But that's why he doesn't and I don't. So, and that's regardless of Town Hall. And you see, he gets it with a little bit of time to spare. He had a whole 18 seconds to spare on this raid, so still closer on time than most of us would have liked. But that is definitely the go-to at Town Hall 13, in my opinion. That and Skybird. Now, there's one more, which everybody's going to be a really big fan of or really hate, but we'll cut to that now. So here we are with the third best attack strategy at Town Hall 13, and this will not surprise anybody who's played around and in this Town Hall, and it's going to be E-Dragons. Electro Dragons are just too strong at the moment. They're super strong all the way from 11 all the way up. I paired them with a Super Archer Blimp here because they're pretty strong that way. I mean, it's hard to go against them when you can get all that value out of the middle of the base and get rid of some of these key defenses that are just so strong against them, like a couple of these single Infernos, which I got to take out. The Eagle Artillery, which is super strong against it. Came in from a side again, avoiding the air sweepers, which you should always do with the Super Archer Blimp and with the Electro Dragons. You're also going to see I'm going to come in behind this other air sweeper. Super important when it comes to attacking with E-Dragons. They are pretty slow, so you need to be very careful. I popped my Warden ability because I saw a couple bombs coming in that way. I might have popped it a little bit early here in this instance, but truth be told, on a base like this, I've done just too much damage to it with my blimp, so it's going to kind of just coast through the rest of it. I'm going to kind of prepare my King ability here. He's going to help a lot with my cleanup, my King and my Queen going around the outside. And this is why I tell you that so many of these will actually matter based on your hero levels. Because if my King and Queen aren't that strong, I'm not going to be able to mop this up like I want to. King's just strong enough to take out the opposing King, and it's going to be enough for him to funnel down that way. I'm going to fast forward this because they move a little slow. E-Dragons can kind of just walk through the rest of this bottom part right here. Archer Queen Grand Warden and Barbarian King there to clean it up on the other side. Super easy, super nice raid. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about it. E-Dragons are pretty simple. They're definitely, if you're just getting to Townhall 13, they're definitely the easiest way to go. So I definitely consider looking into them first. Kind of figure those out, play with them, but then get into stuff like the Hybrid and the Skybrid. Those are the two strongest in my opinion. But there's nothing wrong with Electro Dragons. And so that's going to do it for today's video, guys. Our top three. And I don't, again, if you guys have been around Townhall 13 or higher, or I'll leave it a little bit lower, Townhall 12 or so, or higher, it's not going to really surprise you guys that Skybrid, Hybrid, and Electro Dragons, which are our fan favorite, are definitely super high on this tier list. They're still super meta. They still get used at Townhall 15. They get used at 14, 13, even 12. So I guess it's not really going to be super surprising, but I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what else you guys want to see in the comments below. And what Town Hall should I do next? Let me know. I'm open. I got a 10, I got a 12, 13, 14, 15. I even got some lower Town Hall. So whatever you guys want to see, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Thanks, everybody.